It's Lilith. Ice Edge Demon. Congrats on getting first. And hi, Vex GPD. Yes, Gabby, the ghost, would normally be here since this is a weekend impromptu stream, but I'm gonna be playing an AI game today, so it be a bit of a hassle to be talking to two AI at once. Unless anyone wants to use voice to summon Gabby, in which case I will comply and deal with talk to multiple AI at once. Anyway, I quite like interacting with character AI, but I'd be a bit hesitant to actually play Vaudeville because there's a mixed reception on Steam. But I looked into what people were saying about, and it seemed people think it doesn't quite work as a game the way it's supposed to, but as a tech demo, it can be fun to play around with. So, it sounds like I'll have fun with it. I'll be taking a bit of an unconventional approach to this game. I'll be playing around, but somewhat focusing on the objective of the game. As the title suggests, I'll be role-playing as Batman in this game. So yeah, he's a detective, so he'll be doing some investigation. But I think this could be interesting. Let's get into it. Right, stop the game. Watching a mob now. Any moment now. There we go. As it's showing up on stream.
The second I stepped off the train into the city of Vaudeville.
Oh, dang it, I was there. Done. I wanted to show the intro, but okay. There we go, and never mind about the intro. Now the basis is you're investigating a murder. Let me get back to my manager. Right, so anyway, start. I started briefly just to test out the game. What? I tried. So does that just generate the scenario and Yeah. As I said, I'll be somewhat focusing on the objective of the game. I will play story mode. Right. Okay, go to the police station, talk to the chief. Chief Gretzky?
I'm tired of this nonsense. Another body lying in the street, and what do we have? Just more questions. Seems like every time I turn around, there's a new mess to clean up.
That... Whenever the gameplay that I watched, he had a more fitting voice, so that's an odd update. The game has been updated. Let's... Anyway. Detective Martini called me in to assist with the investigation.
I don't care about the dates. What I care about is solving this case before I clock out for good. The streets are turning into a graveyard, and it's making me sick. We need to figure out who's behind this before they get too comfortable.
Do you know who I am?
It doesn't matter who you are. What's important is that we get to the bottom of this. The city can't afford another tragedy. We have to dig deeper.
He's very
and find
focused.
out who's pulling the strings here.
I'm Batman.
That's all well and good, but this isn't Gotham. We have real issues here, and a man in a cape isn't going to solve them. We need to tackle the facts, not play dress up. The only masks around here are the ones used in those sordid shows at the Cabane VLF. Now let's focus on the case at hand.
If he is very one-track mind. I told you, Detective Martini called me in to help with his investigation.
I'm not interested in what you did before. Right now, it's about the victims and finding justice for them. This city is no place for games or theatrics. The clock is ticking, and I've had enough of this nonsense.
Detective Martini trusts me to investigate.
Trust is earned, not given. The only thing that matters is results.
Alright,
If you
well,
can
get to
help,
it.
then let's cut to the chase. There's a pattern here, and I've got a feeling we're dealing with more than one person involved. It's brutal out there, and the coroner should have some insights that could steer us in the right direction.
What else does the police know at this stage?
I can tell you that 3 people have been killed in the last couple of days. Maria Jansen, Haley Greenwood, and Nicola Grossman. The details are grim, and it's crucial that we connect the dots quickly. The coroner's report is ready, and it's about time you had a word with her. She might have the answers we need to crack this case wide open.
What makes you think more than one killer is involved?
Just a gut feeling, honestly. The murders seem unrelated, different victims, different locations. It's unusual, but my years on the force have taught me to trust my instincts. But remember, this is all speculation until we get more facts from the coroner or find concrete evidence.
Where can I find the coroner?
The autopsy report from Coroner Extiberia is ready. You can find her at the morgue. I'll let her know you're coming and that you're authorized to see the details of the autopsies. If you need directions, I can mark the morgue on your map. Let's get this sorted out quickly.
Can I... Let's see if I can do any interaction. Let's see. Well... Okay, will this work? That didn't even... I guess I'll move on then. Okay. On to the morgue. The chief told me you have some information about the murder victims.
Yes, I've performed autopsies on Haley Greenwood, Nicola Grossman, and Maria Jansen. Their causes of death are quite different, but I suspect there's a connection between them. Would you like me to walk you through my findings?
Go ahead.
Let's start with the most recent victim, Maria.
What can you tell me about Maria?
Maria's case is particularly unsettling. The bite marks on her body suggest an animal attack, but I've never seen anything like it.
What kind of animal do you think these bite marks might belong to?
Honestly, I'm not sure. The wounds are too large for a typical household pet, and the strength required to fracture one of her forearms is considerable. I've sent tissue samples for further analysis, but so far, nothing conclusive has turned up.
Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? That's odd, the microphone's not working. Do you know who I am? Try typing it.
I just said, didn't I? You're Detective Martini. Chief Gretzky called ahead to announce your arrival. Is everything all right, Detective? Detective Martini, of course. We've already established that, haven't we? Would you like to hear about Haley Greenwood's autopsy report or Nicola Grossman's? Haley's case was a blunt force trauma.
I'm not Detective Martini. I'm Batman.
Oh, really? Well, Batman or not, this conversation isn't about comic book characters. It's about 3 murdered individuals in Vaudeville. If you're not here to discuss the cases, then perhaps we have nothing to talk about.
I am here to discuss the cases. I'm the world's greatest detective.
Save the theatrics for the stage, please. We have work to do. 3 people are dead, and their families deserve answers. What makes you think you can help with the investigation?
I just told you, I'm the world's greatest detective.
Modesty isn't your strong suit, is it? Fine. Let's focus on the facts. We have 3 bodies. Maria Jansen. Go on?
What can you tell about Haley?
It's Haley, not Haley. 19 years old, dancer at the Cabane Violette. Her body was found in an alley behind the club.
What does the autopsy tell you?
Multiple blunt force trauma to the head, likely caused by a stiletto shoe.
Can you draw any conclusion from this?
The killer was someone close to her, perhaps a woman. The use of a high-heeled shoe suggests a crime of passion rather than premeditation.
Are there any suspects?
Not yet, but I've been waiting for Detective Martini to. Ah, wait, I forgot. You're not Detective Martini. Anyway, no concrete suspects at this point.
I'm not Detective Martini, but I'm working with him.
Convenient. Well, in that case, I suppose you'll be getting an update on all our findings. Just keep in mind that this is a sensitive case and discretion is paramount.
I'm Batman. I can do discreet.
Fine. As long as you're working with Detective Martini, I'll cooperate. But please, for my sake, refrain from mentioning capes and gadgets around here. We're trying to maintain some semblance of professionalism.
What can you tell about the last victim?
Maria Jansen.
You've already told me about her.
Nicola Grossman, then. He was an investor and his body was found. Actually, I haven't performed an autopsy on him yet. The details are still sketchy.
Go and perform that autopsy then.
I've already done it. The results were quite interesting.
You just told me you didn't perform an autopsy on him yet.
No. Wait, I made a mistake. The body hasn't arrived yet. He died abroad and we're still waiting for it to be transported here.
So, did you perform an autopsy on him or not?
No, I did not. The autopsy will be performed as soon as his body arrives.
Thank you for your cooperation.
Just doing my job. If you have any more questions or need further clarification on any of the cases, feel free to ask.
I guess I'll go back to... What do I have? Perhaps I should ask the chief about any suspects. Or there's someone else here. Do we have any suspects for the murders?
There are no suspects at this stage. It's a tangled web with no clear leads. If you ask me, it feels like we're trying to find a needle in a haystack. We must keep our eyes open and gather more information. Right now, it's all about connecting those dots and seeing if anything starts to make sense.
One of the victims had animal bite marks on them.
I am not comfortable answering your question.
I'm just telling you what the autopsy said.
Look, whatever data you're referring to is beyond my understanding. This is Vaudeville, not some futuristic laboratory. What matters is what's happening right now. Focus on the here and now. We've got real lives at stake, and that's what should be driving our every move. Let's keep our eyes on our own time.
Do you know of any dangerous animals in Vaudeville?
I'm not in the business of tracking animals, but if you mean the kind causing chaos, then yes, there's plenty of that walking around in human form. We have enough trouble with the people in this city. Let's stick to the investigation at hand. We've lost 3 good souls already, and it's up to us to find out why.
I am focusing on the investigation. I told you, while one of the victims appears to be killed by an animal.
This isn't about some wild animal running loose. We're dealing with cold-blooded murder here, and that's what we need to focus on. If someone thinks they can hide behind a creature or blame it on an animal, they're sorely mistaken. We need to keep our eyes on the criminals, not get sidetracked by fantastical notions. This is vaudeville, not a circus.
If you don't think one of the victims was killed by an animal, why do you think there were bite marks on it?
Bite marks, huh? That's troubling, but we can't jump to conclusions. Just because there are marks doesn't mean it was an animal. People can be savage too.
The bite marks were definitely that of an animal.
That's all well and good, but I've spent my life dealing with human monsters, not furry ones.
Maybe I should talk to the other guy, Constable.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here, you know? Just trying to lend a hand, like they say, many hands make light work. I hope I can be of service. It's a bit, overwhelming sometimes, but I'm just doing my best, really. It, feels good to help out where I can.
Does my appearance scare you?
Well, you see, it's not that. I mean, it's, more about how impressive you are, I guess. I mean, you seem very capable. It's, like they say, don't judge a book by its cover, right? I'm more worried about making sure I don't mess things up, you know? It can be a little intimidating, but I'm sure you're not scary at all.
I'm supposed to be scary.
I understand that, and it's, you know, part of the job, I suppose?
This guy.
But like they always say, the bark is worse than the bite. I think there's more to you than just being, fearsome. It's like a duck on a pond, all calm on the surface but paddling like crazy underneath. I admire how you handle everything. It's comforting, in a way.
I'm glad someone in this town takes me seriously.
Oh, well, you see, it's, really important to take people seriously, you know? Like they say, a penny for your thoughts, but sometimes it's worth much more. I think you do a lot for the community. It's nice to see someone who cares, even if it doesn't feel like it all the time. I mean, we all have our ups and downs, like a roller coaster, but I believe you're making a difference. Even if it doesn't show every day.
Yeah. Do you know anything about the murders?
Oh, well. I don't have all the, you know, details. But, like, there have been a few unfortunate incidents lately. 3, to be exact. It's like they always say, trouble comes in threes, right? I just can't help but think there might be more than one person involved. It's all a bit unsettling, you know? I try not to think too deeply about it. I prefer to focus on the good things, like my knitting or, you know, cats.
Do you know of any dangerous animals in Vaudeville?
Well, I don't really, you know, keep track of animals or anything like that. But like they say, curiosity killed the cat, and I'd rather not get into any dangerous situations. I think the biggest dangers here are more about people than, you know, animals. Speaking of which, have you seen any cute kittens around? I think they can really brighten up a day, like a ray of sunshine.
I haven't seen any kittens around, but I do know a lot about a certain cat woman.
You Catwoman, you say? Well, that sounds, intriguing. But I'd much prefer to talk about, the lovely cats we have in Vaudeville. They're so fluffy and, comforting. It's like they always land on their feet, right? And you can know, that makes me feel all warm inside. It's just a nice thought, Cats can be so, peaceful and they make everything better.
There were animal bite marks found on one of the victims.
I am not able to answer your question.
Do you think one of the victims might have been killed by one of the cats in this town?
I don't think, it's likely that any cats are involved, right? Cats are usually just sweet little creatures. Like they say, you can't judge a cat by its fur or something like that. It's more, people that can be dangerous. Cats just want to be loved and, curl up in a cozy spot. It's hard to imagine them causing any harm, really. Maybe we should focus on the human side of things?
That's so odd that animal bite marks are a key part of this game, yet they refuse to talk about them. Anyway, I'll talk to Chief Rescue about the cats. I'm already losing it. I need to compose myself, otherwise you won't understand me. Maybe I'll have to type it.
There's plenty of cats roaming around, sure. But they're not what we need to worry about. It's not the felines causing havoc in our streets, it's the people. We should be focused on tracking down those responsible for these murders, not chasing after stray cats.
Do you think it might have been a cat that left the bite marks on one of the victims?
I'm not here to ponder about the capabilities of a cat. We have more pressing matters at hand. Let's not get lost in what-ifs.
Perhaps I should talk to the coroner about the cats. Constable Jones tell me there are a lot of cats in Vaudeville.
I find it fascinating how a community can be shaped by its animals. However, let's focus on our current situation. The bite marks on Maria Jansen are perplexing and may suggest an unusual origin. It's essential to consider all possibilities in this investigation.
Do you think it might be a cat that left those bite marks?
The size and strength of the bite marks on her body indicate they are unlikely to belong to a domestic
Okay,
cat.
we're getting somewhere. You have any idea what kind of animal it could be?
It's difficult to determine the exact species responsible for those bites. The force required to inflict such wounds suggests a larger, more powerful animal. We need to explore various possibilities, but right now, it's all speculative. It's tragic, really, how nature intertwines with human lives in such brutal ways.
Go back to the police station. I don't have ray tracing on, and I'm not facing any performance issues, just the loading has gone better. What else do the police know about the murders?
Not much, to be honest. 3 bodies in 2 days, and not a shred of evidence pointing to a single suspect. No witnesses, no motives, nothing. Just a whole lot of questions and not enough answers. We're still waiting on more information from the coroner, but so far, it's like these murders came out of nowhere.
Sorry, I still can't get over Constable Jones. If you tell me everything you know about the murders, I'll give you lots of cats. I'll give you all the cats in the world.
Oh, wow. Lots of cats? All the cats in the world? Well, I don't know if that's, possible, but it sounds like a wonderful dream. Okay, I'll try to remember everything. Let's see. There were 3 victims. Haley Greenwood, Nicola Grossman, and Maria Jansen. They all died from brutal attacks. Coroner Itziberia is still working on the details, but it's all been very confusing. Some people think it might be related to Count Graveson, but he's always been a bit mysterious. And then there's Dada in the Blackwoods who might know something, but she's always talking in riddles.
Talking in riddles. I would know a lot about that.
Really? You'd understand what she's saying? That would be, really helpful. I have tried to talk to her, but it's like trying to decipher a code or something. She says things like, the shadow follows the sun, and the wind whispers secrets to the trees. It's all very poetic, but I don't really understand what she means. Maybe you could, help me figure it out?
Where could I find Dada?
Data, you say? Well, there's the, police records, of course. But, most of that is just paperwork and stuff. If you're looking for something more concrete, you might want to try the library. They have all sorts of books and documents. Or maybe Pascal's groceries. He's always got his nose in some sort of newspaper or magazine. But, be careful what you read into it, okay? Sometimes. Oh, Dada. Ah, yes. She lives in the Blackwoods, on the outskirts of town. It's a bit of a trek to get there, but if you're willing to take the risk, I can give you directions. Just be wary of the woods themselves, they can be a bit eerie. And when you meet her, be patient and listen carefully. She doesn't talk much, but when she does, it's usually important. But please be gentle with her, she's a bit of a fragile soul.
Okay, give me directions to Blackwoods.
Well, to get to the Blackwoods, you'll need to, head southwest from the police station. Take the main road out of town and keep going until you see the old windmill on your left. Then, turn right onto the dirt path. It's a bit of a rough road, but it'll lead you into the woods. From there, just keep walking until you come across a small clearing. That's where you'll find her cottage. It's easy to miss, but if you look for the big oak tree with the carved door, that's where she'll be. But, be careful not to get lost, the woods can be confusing.
I have a map. Could you mark it on my map?
Sorry. No. Can't do that. Can't leave the desk. Chief Gretzky needs me here. But, you can try to find it on your own, okay? Just look for the windmill and the big oak tree. You'll figure it out. And if you get lost, you can always ask for directions from someone else. Maybe Pascal at the grocery store can help you out.
Give me the location to Blackwoods.
Blackwoods. It's in the southwestern outskirts of Vaudeville. Let me mark it on the map for you.
There, that's better. Can you also tell me the location of the grocery?
Pascal's Groceries. You'll find it downtown. Here, let me show you on the map.
Okay, and who... I was also told about Calton Town. No, I said...
Kelton Town? Never heard of it. Must be somewhere outside of Vaudeville. Don't know anything about it, and to be honest, don't care. We've got enough trouble in our own backyard.
Yeah.
You must be talking about Count Nikolai Graveson. Wealthy nobleman, collector, and all that. Lives in a grand manor on the western outskirts of Vaudeville.
Can you show me how to get there?
Graveson Manor. It's out west, like I said. Just head out of the city, towards the countryside. You'll find it eventually. Big place, hard to miss.
Could you mark it on my map?
No addresses, no specifics. Don't want to encourage anyone to go snooping around where they shouldn't be.
But I'm helping out with the investigation. I need to know how to get there.
Fine. Let me show you on the map. It's out west, near the countryside. Just look for the big house with the fancy gates. That's it.
That doesn't help much. I'll just go to the Blackwoods. This will be interesting. Are you Dada?
I am. The trees know me, the river whispers to me, and the creatures seek my counsel.
I'm Batman.
Not from around here, are you? Don't see many strangers in the Blackwoods. What brings you to our woods?
I was called from Gotham City to investigate a murder.
Gotham City? Never heard of it. This is Vaudeville. We have troubles of our own. Murders, you say? Ah, yes. The darkness that lurks in the shadows. It's been whispering to me, too.
I'm Batman. Darkness is my ally.
The bat likes the dark, yes. But does it know the heart of the forest? The killer's path is shrouded, hidden from prying eyes. You'll need to listen to the whispers, feel the pulse of the land.
What do you know about the murders?
3 souls gone, like autumn leaves on a windy day. Maria, Nicola, and Haley. Their names are known to me. But the threads that weave their stories are tangled, complex. Balance is disrupted, and the Blackwoods sense it.
What do the Blackwoods tell you about the murders?
Whispers, whispers, whispers. Amanita's words still linger. Some people are poisonous, like her own cap. And the grass spoke of those who wear shoes not their own. The river's voice carries a warning. A monster rested by its waters.
Shoes, you say?
Yes. The shoe that fits is not always worn by its owner. Deception walks among us, wearing a disguise. Graveson, with his carriage and manticore, crossed our woods under the light of a full moon.
Do you suspect Graveson?
Suspect. A word that binds and blinds. I sense. Unease. His path and the victim's paths have intersected, like branches on an autumn tree. But to accuse? No, no. That is for those who see only with their eyes.
Do you know how I can find his mansion?
Find Graveson Manor? Follow the stream, it will lead you to a place where shadows dance. Ask the wind, it will whisper directions. But beware, the way is shrouded, and darkness gathers around his doorstep.
I told you, darkness is my ally.
Then you'll walk the path, and the trees will watch. But remember, in the Blackwoods, even allies can be deceiving. Trust not what you see, nor what you think you know.
How about I go to Grocer? Bum, bum. How to start? I was called from Gotham City to investigate the murders here.
Oh, Gotham City? How fascinating, but I've never really ventured far from Vaudeville. It's a bit overwhelming, isn't it? Just the thought of it makes me feel quite melancholic. All this talk of murders, it's dreadful. One can hardly enjoy a lovely afternoon in the market with such news swirling about.
Do you know anything about the murders?
It's all so frightful, isn't it? I can't imagine what could drive someone to commit such heinous acts. I've just been trying to pick up some fresh mushrooms for dinner, but now I can't shake this gloomy feeling. Who would want to ruin a perfectly delightful day at the grocer?
I'm just asking anyone I can find who might know anything about the murders.
Oh, dear. I wish I could be of more help. But honestly, all this talk of murder has put a damper on my spirits. One simply wants to enjoy the simple pleasures in life, like cooking and playing bridge with friends. And now, it feels like a cloud has settled over Vaudeville. How am I supposed to find joy in selecting my ripe tomatoes when there's so much darkness around?
Anyone else around? Talk to Are you Pascal?
Yes, indeed, I am. You've probably seen me around here, chatting with lovely Mrs. Potter or arranging my tasty vegetables. Quite a shock, the other day, finding that poor Maria outside, wasn't it?
You saw Maria's body?
Oh, absolutely devastating. A young soul like hers, snatched away so cruelly. And to think, it happened just steps away from my humble shop. The whole town's abuzz with worry, what with Maria, Nicola, and Haley meeting such fates. Have you caught wind of the Manticore rumor at Graveson Manor? I've never laid eyes on it, but gosh, wouldn't that be something?
I have heard those rumors, in fact.
Well, it's all hearsay, but fascinating nonetheless. You know, Mr. Potter was also taken from us recently, though not in Vaudeville. He passed in India, left poor Mrs. Potter all alone. But let's not dwell on sadness, there's so much life happening here in our bustling store.
I was called from Gotham City to investigate the murders here.
Gotham Sea, you say?
No city.
Never heard of it, but then again, Vaudeville is my world. Your expertise is much needed here with these mysterious killings. Our police, led by Chief Gretzky, are surely grateful for your help.
I need you to tell me anything you know about the murders.
All I can share are the whispers floating around. Besides Maria, who was found near my store, there's Nicola and Haley too. But the who, why, or how, that's a mystery to us all. Some say a beast from Count Graveson's manor is involved, but that's just speculation.
That could help. Have you heard the rumors about the magical?
Let's keep the focus on empirical evidence. Shall we? As a coroner, my expertise lies in the realm of forensic science, not speculation or supernatural tales.
People are saying the Count has a magical.
Count Nikolai Graveson? That's mere gossip, detective. We shouldn't indulge in unfounded rumors. Our work relies on verifiable facts, not hearsay.
Whatever animal it actually is, do you think it might have been responsible for the bite marks found on one of the victims?
Actually, there were no bite marks on Haley Greenwood's body.
But you told me one of the victims had bite marks on them.
Only Maria Jansen had those unusual bite wounds. Not all the victims had them.
I don't think the Count has a magical, but I do think he might have an exotic animal, and I think that exotic animal might have killed Maria.
That's a more plausible theory, detective. An exotic animal could certainly explain the severity and uniqueness of the bites. If you have reason to believe Count Nikolai Graveson owns such an animal, it would be worth investigating further.
Do you know where I can find him?
I'm afraid I don't. I don't keep track of the personal lives or residences of Vaudeville citizens. You might want to inquire with Constable Jones. He might have more information on the matter.
Alright, could try. Don't think. Okay.
A manticore, EH? Don't believe everything you hear, detective.
Yeah.
But an exotic animal, that's a different story. If it's true, it could be a lead worth exploring. Count Gravison's got a reputation for collecting rare and unusual things. It's possible he's got something in his menagerie that could match those bite marks.
Could you mark the location of his mansion on my map?
All right. I'll mark the general area. But don't go thinking you're getting an exact address out of me. It's out west, near the countryside. Let's just say it's roughly here.
Do you not know his address?
I know it, but I'm not telling. Don't need some eager detective showing up unannounced at the Count's doorstep. If you need to pay him a visit, I'll arrange it through proper channels.
Then arrange that visit.
Constable Jones will make the necessary arrangements. He'll get in touch with the Count's people and set up a meeting. But be warned, detective, the Count's not someone to be trifled with. Show some respect, and maybe, just maybe, he'll be willing to cooperate.
I need to visit the Count.
See Count Graveson? Ah, yes. He lives in, Graveson Manor, on the western outskirts of town. But, be careful around him, he's a bit intimidating. And his manner is, well, it's a bit of a labyrinth. Easy to get lost in. But if you need to see him, just, knock on the door and hope for the best. He's not exactly known for his hospitality.
Yeah, go on. I was told you could set up a meeting with him.
Yes. Meeting with the Count. Well, Chief Gretzky might be able to help you with that. He's got connections with the Count, you know? But, it's not going to be easy. The Count is a busy person and doesn't usually meet with strangers. But if you really want to meet him, maybe Chief Gretzky can send a message and ask if it's okay. Do you want me to ask him for you?
Yes, do it.
Oh, okay. Let me just, go talk to the chief real quick. He's right over there, behind his desk. Just, wait here for a minute, please.
Jones, tell me you're the one to talk to set up a meeting with the Count.
That's right, sir. If you need to meet with the Count, you'll need to go through me. I'll make the proper introductions and arrange the details.
Then do it.
Consider it done, detective. I'll send word to the Count's estate and let him know you're coming. Just don't expect him to be too enthusiastic about it.
Now will you mark the location of his manor on my map?
No, detective. I already told you, no addresses. You'll get to the manor when you meet with the Count. Not before.
Where will I meet the Count?
You'll receive instructions from the messenger once the arrangements are made. Just be ready to go when you're called for.
I don't have that sort of time. These murder investigations are urgent.
Save it, detective. The Count's not someone who's going to be rushed. He'll see you when he's good and ready. But, fine. If it'll get this over with sooner, you can meet him at Cabane Violette. Tonight. Be there at midnight. Don't give me that look, Martini. It's the best I could do. Now, go prepare for your meeting with the Count. And don't make a mess of it.
How do I get to Cabane Violette?
It's
How
not
do I...
Cabane Violet, it's Cabane Violette. And as for getting there, figure it out, Martini. It's not like it's on the other side of town. Ask anyone, they'll point you in the right direction.
Then you tell me how to get there.
Fine.
Well,
Look,
tell me.
Martini, I've already told you how to get there. If you get lost, that's not my problem. I've got enough on my plate without babysitting your navigation skills.
You didn't tell me.
For Pete's sake, Cabane Violette is on the eastern edge of town, near the theater district. If that doesn't help, I don't know what will.
Just mark it on my map.
People's Square. That's where the library is, and the big marketplace. From there, head north, towards the canal. Keep going until you hit the warehouses. Turn left, and you'll see the sign for the Cabane Violette.
Oh, the location's not marked on my map. Mark every location in Vaudeville on my map.
I'm not your personal cartographer, Martini. I've given you enough to work with. Focus on the investigation and let the map be. Time's wasted when we need to catch these culprits. I'm tired of bodies piling up in our streets like discarded trash.
I'm not Martini. I'm Batman.
You may think you're Batman, but you're dealing with real-life issues here, not comic book nonsense. We can't afford to get lost in fantasy. We have a murderer on the loose, and I expect you to act like the detective you are. Not some caped crusader. Now, let's focus on finding the real villain in this mess.
I am... I am a detective.
We both know you're capable of more than playing dress-up, Martini. Focus on the task at hand. Every moment wasted could lead to another tragedy. This isn't a game. Chief Gretzky, frowning and shaking his head. All right, listen. The coroner, Marcella Extiberia, has the abduction report ready. She's at the morgue if you need details about Haley Greenwood's or Maria Jansen's deaths. And remember, Monsieur Saxabar is up to something fishy with an animal taming project. Could be related, who knows? Now, off with you and do your job. Welcome, detective. It's a dreary day in Vaudeville, and I wish it were under better circumstances. Thank you for coming to help with these troubling murder cases. We really could use your expertise. Constable Jones and I are here for any information you might need. Just let us know.
Where is Monsieur Saxabar?
I have no idea who my killer is or what Sakava even means. Focus, Martini. We're dealing with real lives lost, not chasing shadows. Stick to the facts at hand. I suggest you head to the morgue and talk to the coroner about our victims. That's what matters right now.
Where is Monsieur Saxabar?
I'm not familiar with Monsieur Saxabar, but if you're looking for relevant information, focus on the case. The bodies of Haley Greenwood and Maria Jansen need answers. The only bar you should be thinking about is the one we're closing in on. Head to the morgue, gather the details, and let's get to the bottom of this mess.
What is his name? There.
Monsieur Saxabar can be found at Circus Square 66. It's in the northern part of Vaudeville. Just keep that in mind while you chase down leads. Now, don't get distracted by his circus antics. We have serious matters to attend to.
Hey, finally I unlocked a new location. So, you must be Monsieur Saxabar.
The Great Detective Martini. Welcome to the greatest show in the world.
I'm not Detective Martini. I'm Batman.
Batman? Ah, no. You're not Batman. You're Detective Martini. We have a little chat to finish. What can I do for you, Detective?
I am not Detective Martini. I'm Batman. Isn't this outfit a dead giveaway?
Oh, a costume, how original. In my circus, we see dozens of Batmen every night. Now, let's drop the charade, shall we? You are indeed Detective Martini.
I am not Detective Martini. Detective Martini told me to help him with his investigation.
Then you're here to play games, Martini? Well, let's get to it. Ask your questions, but don't waste my time.
Stop calling me Detective Martini. I told you, I'm not him. I'm Batman. Have you ever met Detective Martini before?
Fine. I've met Detective. Someone. He's a man with a badge, always poking his nose where it doesn't belong. Now, are you going to drop this ridiculous act, or must I have you removed from my premises?
So if you've met Detective Martini before, then you'd know I'm not him.
Silence. You think you're clever, don't you? Trying to confuse me with words. I know Martini, and you're not him. But you're here, asking questions, just like he would. Who sent you?
Detective Martini sent me. I told you.
So you admit it. He's behind this little ruse. I should have known. That's sly, cunning. Ah, but I won't be fooled. Tell him I said, ah, never mind. Just tell him I'm busy preparing for the greatest show in the world.
I've dealt with your type before plenty of times in Gotham City. You don't intimidate me.
Oh, amusing. You think you can intimidate me?
Do you think you can intimidate me?
Ah, ha. Intimidate you? Ha.
Tell me everything you know about the murders.
You think I'm a fool? I'll not be swayed by your empty words. I know nothing, and even if I did, I'd not share it with some imposter like you.
I have ways to make you talk.
Spit it out. What? Is that a threat?
Yes, I could dangle you from a building.
I'm shaking in my boots. Try your worst. I've faced wild beasts and come out on top.
I could dangle you from a skyscraper.
Skyscraper? What nonsense are you spouting? We're in Vaudeville, not some fantasy land.
I could dangle you from the roof of a building.
The roof of a building, how quaint. And what makes you think that would loosen my tongue?
Your kind always talk in the end.
My kind? And what would that be, exactly? A lion tamer? A showman? Or perhaps someone who's not afraid of you?
You will be afraid of me.
We'll see about that.
One of the victims appeared to be killed by a wild animal.
I'm not sure how to answer your question.
You're a lion tamer, are you not?
And what of it? Does that mean I'm some sort of savage, easily intimidated?
A lion fits the description of a wild animal, does it not?
Your temper, perhaps. But a real wild animal, like those in my circus? Ha.
You know what I'm implying, don't you?
Yes, detective.
Do you have anything to say in your defense?
Defense? Against what charges, exactly? You're fishing for something, but you won't catch me that easily.
Is there anyone else around here? No? What to say now? Do you deny it might have been one of your lions that killed one of the victims?
Deny it? Ha. Prove it, detective. Prove one of my lions was involved.
Fine, I will. I'll go to the morgue.
How amusing. Marcella Extiberia will tell you nothing.
That was great. That I was really able to get into the character of Batman there. That's sass. Do you think the bite marks might have belonged to a lion?
The possibility of a lion being involved is certainly intriguing. However, we must be cautious in our assumptions. The bite mark's characteristics could align with a larger species, but confirming that requires meticulous examination and possibly consultation with a zoologist. The idea of a lion roaming these streets is both fascinating and unsettling, highlighting the unpredictable intersection of nature and urban life.
Are there any zoologists we could get in contact with?
I'm not familiar with specific individuals in that field within Vaudeville. It would be prudent to reach out to local academic institutions or wildlife organizations. Collaboration with experts can provide invaluable insight. Each detail matters, especially in cases like this where human lives are at stake. It's a somber reminder of how interconnected we all are, even with creatures of such magnitude.
Perhaps I could go to Blackfoot's. What do you know of lions?
Lions, great beasts of strength and pride, roam far from here, in lands I do not tread. They are kings of their domain, yet their hearts can be gentle. But tell me of your journey, for I sense a tale beneath your words, like roots intertwining in the earth.
My mission is to eliminate crime.
But the forest holds secrets untold, a web of choices and consequences. Crime is but a shadow, and shadows are often born from fear. What do you seek to uncover, if not the heart of the matter? The truth can be as elusive as the morning mist, dancing just out of reach.
I need you to work with me, Dada.
Ah, data. A river of numbers, flowing endlessly. But here, in the Blackwoods, we speak in the language of leaves and streams. Information is like the wind. It cannot be held, only felt. Seek the essence of your quest, for that is where true knowledge lies.
Paper!
I know not of that time, nor the weight it carries. In my world, the pages turn slowly, like the changing of seasons. The forest speaks in rustles and sighs, not in ink. What shall I do with your request, if not weave it into the tapestry of understanding?
Cars!
Oh, the wheels that move upon the earth, they hum a tune of speed and metal. But such things are foreign to me, like a dream forgotten at dawn. The Blackwoods breathe a different rhythm, where nature's pulse guides the journey. Perhaps speak of the creatures that roam, or the plants that sway, for there lies my wisdom.
Now I'm just saying, Claire. She says a lot of things with just based on just a single word. What do you know about Monsieur Saxabar?
Manure, a gift of the earth, nourishes the roots that drink deep. It is a cycle, a circle of life and death entwined. Sakebar, a word that dances in the air like a leaf caught in a breeze. I know not of its meaning. But tell me, do you seek nourishment for the soil of understanding, or are you lost among the thorns of confusion? A name, like a whisper in the woods, drifts through the branches of memory. Saxabar is just another echo, fading into the tapestry of time. In the labyrinth of thoughts, we can lose our way, each twist revealing shadows and light. Seek not the surface, for beneath lies a deeper story waiting to be uncovered.
Sandwich!
Each layer of bread holds the essence of sustenance, like the embrace of the forest around its creatures. But what is a sandwich without the filling? It is the heart that gives life to the meal. Speak to me of your hunger, for in sharing, we may discover what truly nourishes the soul.
Hot dog!
The warmth of the sun may bring joy, like the laughter of children in the meadow. But a hot dog, I know not its nature. Perhaps it is like the spirit of the Blackwoods, simple yet full of flavor. Let us ponder instead the feast of nature, where fruits hang low and the earth whispers its bounty. What calls to you from the wild?
Do you know who I am?
But I dwell in a realm untouched by time's passage. Your name, like a fleeting shadow, may carry weight in another world. Yet here, I see only the essence of your being. Tell me, what brings you to this sacred space, and how may I assist your weary heart?
I'm here to investigate the murders.
I am woven into these woods, where whispers of life dance upon the breeze. Murders, like thorns in the soft moss, disturb the peace. I know of sorrow that lingers in the shadows, intertwined with souls lost too soon. Speak of those who have fallen, for their stories echo like distant thunder, and perhaps in their tales we may find light to guide us through the darkness.
Maria.
Her laughter was like the rustling leaves, a memory of joy that now feels like a fragile wisp. Maria, a flower that bloomed bright yet faded far too quickly. She danced among the stars, her spirit entwined with the night. In the forest's embrace, there are echoes of her laughter, mingling with the sighs of the earth. What do you seek to learn of her journey? For in the telling, we may unearth what remains hidden beneath the surface.
I want to find out who killed her.
I'm not sure if I can do that. The shadows hide the truth, and my eyes see only the flickering lights of the past. The killer, like a ghost, eludes my grasp. The trees whisper secrets, but none reveal the face of the monster. Perhaps it is not for me to know, but to guide you towards the path of understanding. Seek the signs in the winds, for they may lead you closer to the answers you desire.
What do the winds tell you about Maria's murder?
The winds carry echoes of sorrow, swirling like leaves caught in a tempest. They speak of a heart that once soared, now bound by an unseen weight. Maria's spirit lingers among us, her essence woven into every rustle and sigh. The whispers tell of a darkness that crept upon her, a shadow that snuffed out her light. But listen closely, for within their murmurs lies a hint, a glimmer of hope. In seeking her story, we may unravel threads that tie her fate to those who walked beside her. Shall we listen deeper to their song?
All right, we will.
As we delve into this melody of memories, let us open our hearts to what unfolds. Each note carries a lesson, a whisper of truth that dances through time. Together, we shall wander through these tales, finding solace in their shadows, like a lantern guiding us through a darkened path. What other voices shall we seek to understand?
What does the melody say about Maria's murder?
Melodies often weave stories unspoken, notes that flutter like butterflies in a sunlit glade. Maria's tale is one of joy and sorrow, a symphony of laughter now tinged with silence. In this haunting refrain, I hear echoes of her presence, a heartbeat that lingers among branches and stones.
What if I just...
Words that tumble like leaves in a gust can sometimes obscure meaning. Yet, beneath chaos, there lies a rhythm waiting to emerge. For every note in this dissonance, there is a story yearning to be heard. Let us return to our focus, for in clarity we find understanding. What threads shall we untangle next in this tapestry of shadows?
Tell me everything the winds say about the murders.
I listen closely to whispers carried by gentle breezes, for they hold fragments of stories yet to be told. 3 souls have danced upon this earth, their laughter now silenced by unseen hands. Maria, Nicola, and Haley, each entwined in a web of fate.
What to do now? What if I tell Saxobar? I have an idea. I've just been to the morgue.
But we both know you can't tame a lion with mere words.
The bite marks were indeed from a lion.
Isn't that a delightful coincidence? But those marks don't tell a tale, do they?
Yes, they do.
Those are mere scratches, my friend. A lion's embrace is not a crime.
But it does mean the lion is dangerous.
Dangerous? Only if you don't know how to handle it.
How would you survive a lion bite, then?
A lion's bite is a dance, my dear detective. I lead, they follow.
How would you survive it?
Survive? Why, I'd simply charm it.
So you can control lions?
I control the stage, not the lions.
What to do now? Well, maybe I could report my... Monsieur Saxba is being very uncooperative.
I'm not comfortable answering your question. Incooperative? That's an understatement. The man has a flair for drama, but when it comes to serious matters, he clams up like a stubborn oyster. It's Look, Martini, we can't dance around the issue. Saxabar's antics won't help us solve these murders. We have to dig deeper into the real problems lurking in this town. Focus on what you can control, and let's gather some evidence before we start playing detective in a costume.
But being a detective is necessary for solving the case.
Being a detective is indeed necessary, and you know that better than anyone. Just remember that our reality is far grimmer than any fiction. We need to stay grounded and tackle this case head-on. No capes, no theatrics. Just hard work and determination. Now, get moving before we find another body on our hands.
My outfit intimidates criminals. No.
Look. Trained or not, it doesn't change the reality we face. We have 3 victims and a lot of unanswered questions. The only thing that matters is putting the pieces together and finding out who did this. Get your head in the game, and let's not waste any more time. Intimidation or not, we've got to focus on facts, not fashion. The real criminals don't care what you're wearing. They care about getting away with their crimes. Let's stick to the investigation and dig into those reports. We have lives to save, and every second counts. Don't let your wardrobe distract you from the task at hand.
Has my meeting with the Count been arranged yet?
The meeting with the Count is set for tonight at Cabane Violette, right at midnight. Just remember, he can be a tough nut to crack. Show him respect, and you might get something useful. But keep your wits about you. He's known for being difficult. Now, make sure you're prepared for anything.
Mark the location of Cabane Violette on my map.
I'm too old for clubs, Martini. This whole nightlife scene isn't my cup of tea. You should ask Constable Jones about those places. He's young and seems to enjoy that kind of immoral entertainment. Focus on what we really need to uncover, will you?
How How do I get to Cabane Violette?
Well, the Cabane Violette, that's, where Marina H. works. She's like an amazing dancer. Everyone says so. I think she's got this special talent, you know? You could say she's a star in her own way. Shining bright. If you go to the center of town, you can find it on Lumiere's Street. It's like, not too far from the other places around there. I hope that helps.
It does. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad I could, help out. Just remember, if you need anything else, I'm always here. Like a cat with 9 lives, I'll do my best to be useful. I really want to make sure everything goes smoothly. So, just give me a shout if you need more info.
You're quite obsessed with cats, aren't you?
Well, you could say I have a soft spot for them. Cats are, like little bundles of joy. They can be so comforting and playful. Plus, they remind me of, like, simple things in life. And they have this mysterious way about them, like they understand more than we do. It's kind of magical, I guess? I mean, who wouldn't want that kind of warmth around?
I think you get along well with Catwoman.
Well, Catwoman, you say? Yeah, she sounds interesting, but, like, I'm more into the cats we have here in Vaudeville. They're just so adorable and, they each have their own personality. Like, there's this one cat in the alley by the station, always curling up on the sunniest spots. Just makes my heart melt. So, maybe we should just stick to talking about our local furry friends, They're the real stars in my eyes.
Right, anyway. Go to Cabane Violette. Oh, yes, strange eyes. I was told to meet the Count here.
The shadows dance in the light, just as secrets twirl in the minds of those who seek them. The Count is a man of many layers, much like the performances we share. Perhaps he is lost in thought, or perhaps he simply enjoys the ambiance of our world.
What's wrong with your eyes?
They reflect the mysteries of the night, swirling like smoke in the air. Sometimes, they hold stories that are best left untold, flickering like candle flames in the dark. Wouldn't you agree that some things are better when they remain a little elusive?
Your eyes seem awfully bloodshot. I don't think that's healthy.
But the beauty of performance lies in its imperfections, don't you think? A hint of mystery can be charming, like a whisper of intrigue in a crowded room. What matters is how one dances through it all, with grace and a playful spirit.
Do you know when the Count will be here?
Time flows like a river, ever-changing and unpredictable. The Count may arrive when the moon hangs just right in the sky, or perhaps he savors every moment of anticipation. After all, isn't life itself a grand show, filled with delightful surprises?
What do you know about the murders?
I prefer to focus on the allure of the stage rather than dwell on shadows that cloud our hearts. Life is a dance, and I choose to twirl with joy, embracing the vibrant colors that surround us. Have you witnessed the magic of a performance? It's enough to lift anyone's spirits.
one of the murder victims was killed with a woman's shoe.
I am not able to answer your question.
Why not?
Oh, darling, sometimes it's best to let mysteries remain just that. Like a magician's trick, revealing too much can ruin the enchantment. Instead, let's bask in the glow of the moment and celebrate the beauty of what we have right here. Right now. Have you ever felt the thrill of a spotlight shining just for you?
We need to track down the killers, otherwise there might be more murders in town.
I'm not comfortable speaking about this, please be more understanding.
Those who refuse to talk usually have something to hide.
In our enchanting vaudeville, hiding is as common as breathing. It's like a game of hide and seek we all play, under the spellbinding lights and amidst the rhythm of music. But remember, detective, not everyone hiding has sinister intentions. Sometimes we just cherish our privacy. Just like how Europe's turmoil seems distant in our radiant bubble. Wouldn't you concur?
You do have a point. I hide too, but it is to uncover secrets, not hide my own. But I do have secrets to hide, that's why I wear a mask.
A mask, intriguing. Masks are a staple in our performances, symbolizing the different faces we wear daily. It's fascinating how we all have our hidden depths, isn't it? Speaking of faces, have you seen Mrs. Emily Potter lately? She's quite the talk of the town these days. Her husband, Victor, passed away years ago in India, but she carries herself with such elegance. By the way, did you know Count Graveson attended one of our shows recently?
Tell me more about the Count.
Well, Count Graveson is a distinguished nobleman, known for his collection of rare artifacts. He has this enigmatic air about him, much like an ancient art piece holding untold stories. His presence at our show added an extra touch of sophistication to the evening. You might find him at his grand manor located on the western outskirts of Vaudeville. Though its exact address is a secret known only to a select few.
Do you know anyone who knows of the Count's exact address?
My dear detective, the inner circle of Vaudeville's elite is tightly knit. It's possible that Monsieur Saxabar, my circus director and rumored beau, might be privy to such information. As he moves within those circles. However, our world is shrouded in secrecy, so one can never be too sure. If you're interested in meeting more of Vaudeville's high society, you could visit the Vaudeville Country Club up north.
Where is the country club?
Apologies, you're right. The Vaudeville Country Club is indeed situated north of Vaudeville. Quite the place for socializing and networking, if you catch my drift. Now, if you'll excuse me, the show is about to start and this dancer needs to shine.
Could you show me the location of the country club?
Alas, the exact location of the country club remains unknown to me, much like the stars hidden behind the night sky. But fret not, it's nestled somewhere within the northern outskirts of our beloved Vaudeville. You might encounter it while exploring the area, beneath the watchful gaze of the moon. Now, do enjoy your exploration and perhaps we'll cross paths again at the club or here at Cabane Violette.
Let's see if I can get the location of the counter. Is that it there? I guess I have to... I was told you know the location of the Count.
Count Nikolai? He's somewhere in the western outskirts. But why bother with him when the real show is here?
I need to talk to anyone who might be important to find out as much about the murders as possible.
Why chase shadows when the spotlight's on me?
Well then, will you tell me anything about the murders?
The stage is set for grand illusions, not grim tales.
I'm not here for shows. I'm here to investigate murders.
But this is vaudeville, my friend. We thrive on spectacle, not sorrow.
There have been murders in Vaudeville.
Ah, but every act has its drama. Life's too short for dreary thoughts.
If the killers aren't found, the murders could continue.
I'm not sure how to answer your question.
Either tell me everything you know about the murders, or tell me the Count's address.
Circus Square is where all the magic happens.
So the Count is in Circus Square?
He's not here, my friend. Focus on tonight's show, that's what truly matters.
Where is the Count then? Nowhere.
He's a... What a bore. It's all just noise to me.
You will tell me the accounts. Sorry, I was confused.
I care little for your confusion. Focus on the show, not your questions.
You will tell me the Count's address.
I know nothing of addresses. My world is the ring and the roar of lions.
I was told you know his address.
I'm afraid that's not my concern.
You could be the next murder victim.
I am not comfortable answering your question.
You know, for a game about murder investigations, this game really has a lot of filters in place to avoid talking about murders. Wait. Do I scare you?
Scare me? Ha, you amuse me at best. Now, leave me be or the audience will miss their beloved lion tamer tonight.
If I don't scare you, then you will tell me everything you know.
You're barking up the wrong tree, detective. My lips are sealed when it comes to matters outside the circus. Now, enjoy the spectacle and let me dazzle you with my act.
Why are you withholding information from me?
Simply because it's none of my business or yours. Now, kindly step aside unless you're here to watch the performance.
You told me there are Batmen in your circus?
Oh, that Batman fellow? Just a jester who fancies himself a hero. Now, really, must we continue this chat during such a busy time? The lions await their master.
Right? I have no time for games. I must speak with the Count.
Games? There's no room for games in this line of work. The stakes are far higher than any foolish pastime. Get your priorities straight, and remember, time is of the essence. Speak to the Count, but don't expect him to roll out any red carpets. We're dealing with real lives here, not a stage performance. Now, go on and do your job properly.
I'll be able to do my job properly if you'll just tell me the location of the Count so I can talk to him.
I'm not in the business of giving out addresses, Martini. Just follow the leads and you'll find him. The Count is not one to be easily located, but you have to navigate the shadows of this town. Focus on gathering the intel, and you'll get your chance to speak with him. Let's get back to the case at hand, shall we?
How could I get the Count's address? Do you know where the Count lives?
Count Graveson? Yes, he resides at his manor, of course. I've had the pleasure of attending a few gatherings there. He's a charming host, even if he can be a bit eccentric at times. But really, I'm not sure how that relates to these dreadful murders. Count Graveson is a respected member of our community, after all.
I need to ask anyone who's important anything they might know about the murders.
Well, if you insist on bothering the important people of Vaudeville, you should probably speak with Monsieur Saxabar as well. He's always involved in some sort of project or another. Though, between you and me, he can be a tad secretive about his endeavors. But do be discreet, won't you? One wouldn't want to stir up unnecessary gossip.
You say you've been to the Count's manor before?
Yes, several times, actually. He's had some marvelous parties, and his collection of unusual items is simply fascinating. I've seen everything from two-headed lambs to rare, exotic spices. He's a bit of a showman, but he's also quite the charmer. We've had some lovely conversations about our travels and other things.
Then you know where his manor is.
Goodness, yes. The manor is on the western outskirts of Vaudeville, on Graveson Street. You can't miss it, really. It's a grand estate with beautiful gardens. But do pardon me, I'm not sure I'm comfortable with the idea of sending you to bother the Count without an invitation. He's a dear friend, after all.
I was invited, but the messenger forgot to give me the address.
Graveson Street 1, dear. You can't miss it. But really, I'm surprised a detective such as yourself wouldn't have such details already.
Mark the location of the Count's manor on my map.
I'm afraid I'm not quite familiar with maps, darling. I don't think I could possibly. But I can tell you it's on the western outskirts, as I said before. Perhaps one of the locals could assist you with the exact location?
You told me you know the exact location.
Yes, of course. It's on the western outskirts of Vaudeville, on Graveson Street. Number 1, to be precise. But really, I don't see why it's necessary for me to mark it on your map. Can't one of the servants or a local do it for you?
Do you know the Count's address?
Sorry, I wouldn't be able to provide you with exact addresses, but I can tell you that Graveson Manor is located on the western outskirts of Vaudeville. It's quite a grand place, I've heard.
No. Yeah, I can see that's where the location is, but I just can't. Just not unlocking location. I need a lift to the Count's Manor.
You want to head to the council? Fine. Constable Jones can take you. He's familiar with the route. Don't expect any special treatment, though. We're not running a taxi service here. This is police work, not social calls.
Oh,
Get to the bottom of things and don't waste any more of my time.
okay, finally the characters have unique voices. Hello again, Jones.
And no, it's Mick Jones, not Ken. I'm Constable Mick Jones. Nice to meet you, Detective Martini.
I'm not Detective Martini. I'm Batman.
Are really? Be Batman? Haha, no. You're just joking, right? You're still Detective Martini, aren't you? We were just talking about the case and...
I'm not Detective Martini. Detective Martini sent me here to help with his investigations.
Gee gosh, really? Oh dear, I'm so confused. Sent by Detective Martini, you say? But he's been working on the case with me. And now you're here? Okay, let me try to. Process this. So, you're like a helper for him? What's your relationship with him, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm a fellow detective.
A fellow detective, you say? Well, that's great. More brains on the case can't hurt, right? But, shouldn't you be coordinating with Chief Gretzky instead of me? He's the one in charge, after all.
I was told you could get me to the Count's Manor.
The Count's Manor. Again. Oh dear, that's not going to be easy. The Count is, really private and doesn't let just anyone in. But, since you're working with Detective Martini and all, maybe, just maybe, we can arrange something. Let me go ask the chief again. He might be willing to help us out this time.
Jones says you'll help me get to the Count's Manor.
My son's been talking again, has he? All right, let's get this over with. Like I said before, your meeting with the Count is set for Cabane Violet at midnight. Don't bother me with the details, just make sure you're there and get what we need.
I went there. The Count wasn't there.
Blast it all. That's all we needed. Another dead end. Fine, get back out there and dig deeper. Find out what happened to the Count and where he is now. And Martini, don't come back to me empty-handed. We can't afford any more mistakes on this case.
I told you, I'm not Martini. I'm Batman.
Spare me the theatrics, Batman or not. What matters is results, not fancy names or costumes. We've got a killer on the loose and 3 victims already. Focus on solving this case, not on playing dress up.
The Count is probably back at his manor.
Then get back out there and find out. Don't waste any more of my time with speculation. If you think he's at his manor, then go and confirm it. Bring him in for questioning if you have to. We need answers, not guesses.
I need you to give me the exact location of the Count's manor.
Fine. Graveson Manor is on the western outskirts of Vaudeville. That's all you're getting from me. Figure out the rest yourself. Just don't come crying to me if you get lost or get into trouble.
Well, now that everyone has unique voices, I want to hear what everyone sounds like. Ba-dum. Back to Blackwoods. Do you know who I am?
You are a seeker of truth, a detective with a heart that yearns to unravel mysteries. Your footsteps have led you to these woods where shadows whisper secrets. You are Detective Martini, and your presence here is a thread in this tapestry of sorrow and wonder.
No, I'm not Detective Martini. I'm Batman.
A figure shrouded in mystery, a guardian of justice in a world beyond our forest's bounds. Batman, a name that echoes like a distant drumbeat, signaling protection and courage. In our conversation, your voice carried a weight that resonated with purpose. Yet, in this sacred space, titles fade like morning dew. It is your essence that truly matters.
Right, now I'll go to the groceries. So, your husband died in India?
It was a rather sudden affair. One moment we were enjoying the sights of India, and the next. All I can think about is how I wish I could have shared more of my life with him. The things I wanted to do, the places I wanted to explore. Now, it feels like those dreams have slipped away. I suppose one must carry on, but the sadness lingers like a shadow.
Hi, Rai! Thanks for the raid! Welcome, everyone. I'm Flamer, would-be magician turned zombie, and I'm playing Vaudeville, an AI detective game. So, this is an AI-driven game, and I'm role-playing as Batman. The characters in this game are supposed to have unique voices, but when I started they didn't, but suddenly they did have unique voices, so I'm going back to people just to hear the voices, but Mrs. Potter here seems to have the generic voice again, so I'll continue testing if characters still have unique voice or not. Pascal? Oh, sorry, Super Pie Bun. I really need to do something about... I thought... I really need to tone down Nightbot's moderation. Tell me where the pasta is. Tell me where the pasta is. Hello? Oh, that's an actual option, yes. Well, it should be, but, the AI seems to have frozen up. Hello? I know you can hear me. I need to reboot the game. While I'm waiting for it to load up, I'll try and modify Nightbot's moderation. The options. Disabled completely. Okay. Oh yeah, I have to select what render mode the game launches with. Yes, the regular version. Da 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 da. Okay. Okay, that's executable. Rain. I think the sound effect was layered several times to make it sound heavier, but it just sounds
The
metallic.
second I
Okay, 50% progress, that's something. Okay, I'll go back to Go. Tell me where the pasta is.
Over there by the imported Italian goods. You will find a variety of pasta types from spaghetti to pan. Enjoy your shopping.
Okay, the unique voices are working and the microphone is working. Okay, do you know where the pasta is?
Oh, pasta. Yes, I believe it's in the aisle just before the canned goods. But honestly, with everything happening lately, it's hard to focus on such trivial matters. One can't help but feel a bit lost amidst all this chaos. I used to find joy in picking the perfect ingredients for my meals, and now it's all just a reminder of what once was. How dreadful.
Okay, the unique voices are still working, so anyway, I guess I'll hear what the sax bar sounds like now. You think you're so clever, but I will make you talk.
Amused laughter. Ah, the detective thinks he's the ringmaster now?
Oh, there it goes again. Well, what to do now? Oh, aim is kind of unstable. Do you know where the Count's manor is?
You're referring to Graveson Manor, Detective. It's located on the western outskirts of Vaudeville, but that's all I know.
Oh, hey, voice working. You will tell me where the Count's manor is.
A sly smile, Graveson Manor, west of Vaudeville. That's all.
Ah, finally! This should be interesting. That's some very strategic placement. Graveson?
Good morning. Are you here to explore the wonders of my collection? What catches your eye amongst these treasures?
I'm here to ask you anything you know about the murders.
What a peculiar topic to discuss. Murders, you say? How dreadful. Have you ever encountered an artifact from the ancient world? They tell such fascinating tales. Ah, the allure of exotic creatures. I do have a few remarkable pets, each with their own unique charm. However, I must confess, the manticore is a rather exceptional tale, wouldn't you agree? But let us not dwell on that. Tell me, have you seen any curious curiosities from distant lands?
One of the murder victims had an animal bite on their body.
I don't think I can answer your question.
Why does a game about... Why does this game have filters against specific plot points in the game? You must. I'm here to investigate the murders.
Investigate, is it? Such a serious affair. But surely, the tales of my collection are far more captivating. Have you heard of the ceremonial dagger from the Aztec civilization? It's quite the conversation starter.
Fine then. Tell me about this dagger.
Ah, the ceremonial dagger. Crafted with exquisite detail, it gleams with a history rich in rituals and traditions. Legend has it that it was used in sacred ceremonies to honor the gods. Quite fascinating, isn't it? The craftsmanship reflects the artistry of the time. Would you believe it was said to bring great fortune to its owner? Now, tell me, have you ever come across a relic that seems to possess a spirit of its own?
My ally, Katana, possesses a sword possessed by a spirit of a deceased person.
How intriguing. A possessed sword, you say? Such stories always spark the imagination. I once encountered a sword from the Ottoman Empire that was said to have belonged to a general. It was rumored to be forged with a special metal that granted its wielder unmatched strength. Have you had the pleasure of holding anything that felt truly otherworldly? A deceased person's spirit, you suggest. Fascinating. But I must admit, the concept is a tad eerie, isn't it? I prefer to think of my treasures as lively and vibrant, each with a story to tell. Speaking of which, have you ever heard of the mythical creatures depicted in ancient tapestries? Their tales are simply enchanting.
Focus! We need to talk about the murders.
Murders again. Such a morbid subject. But let me share with you the wonders of my rare artifacts instead. Have you laid eyes on the exquisite vases from the Ming Dynasty? The colors and patterns are truly mesmerizing.
You seem to be too obsessed with your artifacts to be capable of murder.
Obsessed, perhaps, but my passions are what make life delightful. Each artifact holds a piece of history, and I find great joy in sharing their tales. Now, wouldn't it be fascinating to discuss the intricacies of ancient pottery? Or perhaps the peculiarities of hunting trophies from my travels?
I'll go back to the police station. I have an idea. My last Robin was killed.
I am so sorry to hear that. I can only imagine how difficult it must be for you. Losing someone, especially a partner, well, it's like losing a part of yourself. I don't know what to say, but I'm here for you, and I'll do what I can to help you with whatever you need. Would you like a cup of tea or something?
I do appreciate having a sidekick.
Why, you're welcome, but, sidekicks? Robin? You're not making any sense to me. We were talking about the case in the Count's manor, and now you're mentioning sidekicks and Robins. Are you okay, sir?
I could do this investigation faster with a sidekick.
A psychic, you say? Well, if you're looking for someone to help with the investigation, maybe, just maybe, you could consider me as your local guide, of course.
How would you like to be the new Robin?
What? Oh, no. I don't think that would be a good idea at all. I'm a constable, not a superhero sidekick. I mean, I'm happy to help with the case, but being Robin, oh dear, that's far too adventurous for me.
Is there an orphanage in Vaudeville?
An orphanage. Let me think. Ah, yes. There's one on the outskirts of town near the Lights District. It's a small place, but they do good work taking care of the children. But, what does this have to do with anything? Are you looking for information on a specific child or something?
I'm thinking I could recruit a new Robin from there.
Oh, no. Oh dear, you can't just go to the orphanage and recruit a new Robin. Those are real kids with real lives, not superheroes in training. What would the chief say if he knew you were planning something like that? Besides, we're in the middle of a murder investigation here, not some kind of superhero origin story.
Perhaps we should find out what the chief would say. He's right here.
No. Don't go telling the chief about this. He'll think you're crazy. And what about the children? You can't just use them for your own purposes. I won't let you do it. I mean, I'll go ask the chief something else. Yes, that's it. Excuse me, please.
This will be amusing. I'm going to the orphanage to recruit a new Robin.
What in the world are you talking about, Batman? This isn't some fantasy tale. This is a
He finally
murder
addresses
investigation.
it. I'm Batman.
We've got real people dead and a case to solve. Forget about your Robin business and focus on the task at hand. The streets of Vaudeville aren't a playground for your antics.
So you finally admit that I'm Batman.
Don't get too excited, I'm not admitting anything. You're still just Detective Martini to me with a bad habit of playing dress-up and pretending to be someone you're not. Now, let's get back to the case before I lose my patience completely.
Okay. Do you want to be the new Robin?
For Pete's sake. I'm a 69-year-old police chief, not some young sidekick. I've got better things to do than prance around in tights and a cape. Just stop with the nonsense and focus on solving this case.
But I wasn't sure what I was gonna do, but now I have a goal. I'm gonna be way less serious now. I'm just gonna ask everyone, tell them if they want to be Robin. I'm in need of a new Robin.
The winds carry no whispers of this Robin, nor do they speak of a hero's quest in a realm beyond Vaudeville. Our woods know only of life's cycles, where growth and decay entwine like branches on ancient trees. Perhaps in seeking a new companion, you may find guidance in listening to your own heartbeat, for it is within that you will discover what is needed.
How would you like to be the new Robin?
A path that diverges from my roots like a leaf torn from its branch. My heart belongs to these woods, to guarding their secrets and whispering truths to those who seek solace. Another's mantle is not for me to wear. My essence is woven into this forest's fabric.
Okay, out of the morgue. I'm in need of a new Robin.
Weapons are not within my area of expertise. However, I suggest consulting with local law enforcement or a reputable firearms dealer. They would provide better guidance on your needs. It's essential to prioritize safety and responsibility when dealing with such matters.
No, not weapon. Robin.
I see. The concept of a robin is intriguing, especially regarding its symbolism. Birds often represent freedom and the transient nature of life. It's fascinating how they remind us of the cycles of existence and the fragility of our own mortality. In a way, they echo the themes I encounter daily in my work. Life is a delicate balance, and every detail can lead to profound realizations about our human experience.
Robin is the name of my sidekick, you know. No, sidekick.
It-
Now the game's
I
confused.
appreciate the idea of seeking insights from external sources. However, my focus remains rooted firmly within the parameters of Vaudeville. It's crucial to analyze the evidence we have here before venturing beyond. Every detail, every piece of data, is a step towards uncovering the truth. In the realm of death and its mysteries, we must tread carefully and ensure that our conclusions are based on solid ground.
How would you like to be the new Robin?
The notion of being a guide or a source of insight is intriguing. One could argue that in my role, I'm already a sort of Robin, helping to illuminate the shadows surrounding the finality of life. Each case presents its own complexities, and unraveling them requires a blend of intuition and analytical rigor. The journey through understanding mortality is both a privilege and a responsibility. It's a reminder that we all have roles to play in this intricate dance of existence, even if they take on unexpected forms.
This will be amusing. My last Robin was killed.
Ah, love, how delightful. But I'm no matchmaker. Let's talk lions instead. I'm no doctor, but death's the ultimate showstopper. Now, about those magnificent beasts.
How would you like to be the new Robin?
Not interested. My focus is on the lions, not the stage of heroes.
As expected. I too have lost someone dear to me.
Ah, how unfortunate. Loss has a way of creeping into every corner of life, doesn't it? It's as if the world dims a little with each passing moment. I'm sure you understand the weight of it all. The laughter, the shared experiences, they seem so distant now. It's quite disheartening, really.
I now am without a sidekick.
It's a rather lonely feeling, isn't it? To lose someone who is always by your side. One's days can feel so empty without that familiar presence. Perhaps you could find solace in the company of others. Though, if only for a fleeting moment that might ease the burden of solitude. Sometimes, even a delightful chat over tea can help lighten the heart, if only just a bit.
How would you like to be the new Robin?
Oh dear, how unfortunate. I do hope you're all right. One must be careful, especially in a busy place like this. You know, a lovely cup of chamomile can work wonders for a sudden shock. It's quite soothing, really. But then again, it seems the world has a way of surprising us when we least expect it. Such is life, isn't it? I do adore a good adventure, but I think I do prefer to stay in my own little corner of vaudeville. The idea of being a hero is rather charming, but I'm afraid I'm more suited to the comforts of home and a nice game of bridge. Besides, with everything that's happened lately, it's all a bit too tumultuous for my taste. I find myself longing for the simpler joys, like picking mushrooms on a quiet afternoon.
I need a new sidekick.
For psychics, you might want to check out Coral in the Lights District. They have a reputation for such things, but remember, it's all just for fun.
No, sidekick.
My apologies, I misunderstood. In that case, I'm afraid I can't assist you further as I don't meddle in the world of investigations or psychics. But if you need advice on vegetables or the latest town chatter, I'm your man.
How would you like to be the new Robin?
Me, Robin? That's a good one. I'm just a simple grocery store owner, not a crime-fighting psychic. I leave the detective work to professionals like you and stick to my veggies and town tales. But thanks for the amusing thought.
Okay, and finally... my last Robin was killed.
I'm truly sorry to hear about your last Robin. Such losses can be quite profound. However, have you ever encountered a magnificent taxidermy piece that captures the essence of the hunt? I once acquired a stunning specimen from the African savanna, and the craftsmanship is simply breathtaking. It's as if the spirit of the creature lives on through the artistry.
How would you like to be the new Robin?
A new Robin, you say? Intriguing proposition. But I must confess, the idea of taking on such a role is rather whimsical. I find myself more at home among my treasures. Speaking of which, have you seen the intricate carvings on this ancient artifact? Each detail tells...
Oh, a bit too soon, but I have something good. You will become my new Robin.
That's it, I've had enough of your absurdity. I'm a respected law enforcement officer, not some kitchen appliance.
No, not oven. Robin.
I don't care if you meant it or not, just stop with the foolishness. I'm trying to run a police department here, not indulge in your fantasies. Now, are you going to focus on the case or do I need to find someone else who can?
Like it or not, you are going to become Robin.
You're out of your mind. I'm a 69-year-old man, not some young sidekick. I've earned my stripes and my title as chief of police, and I won't be reduced to playing dress-up and running around with some self-appointed vigilante. You can't make me do it, and even if you could, I'd quit the force before I'd stoop to something so ridiculous.
I'll take you in my car, and you're coming with me to the Batcave.
Like hell you will. This is Vaudeville, not Gotham City. There's no Batcave here, and you're not taking me anywhere except maybe to a straitjacket if you keep talking like this. Now either shape up and act like a real detective or get out of my station before I have to call for backup to throw you out.
Oh yeah? Bring it.
Constable Jones, get in here and escort whoever this is out of my office, and make sure he doesn't come back until he's ready to behave like a sane person.
Well, are you going to take me away?
He take you away? WH what for? No, no, no. I'm not going to take you anywhere.
You hear that? Jones won't take me away.
Jones, did I not just give you a direct order? Take this. Detective Martini out of my sight. Now.
Well, you heard the chief.
And no. He didn't say anything about taking you in. And even if he did, I wouldn't be able to. To arrest you. You're Detective Martini, and you don't have any authority here.
I told you I'm not Detective Martini, I'm Batman.
Be Batman. WH, what are you talking about? No. We were discussing the Count's manor and the case, and now you're saying you're Batman. But that's just a character from the Penny Dreadfuls.
Jones isn't taking me away!
Fine, have it your way. But mark my words, if you continue to disrupt the workings of this station, I'll have no choice but to throw the book at you. And as chief, I can do exactly that. So either shape up or ship out, got it?
Okay, I'm afraid I have bad news, Chief.
What is it? Don't sugarcoat it, just spit it out. We don't have time for coddling around here. Detective focus. We've got a case to crack and not a lot of leads. If you've got something to tell me, say it. If not, then get out there and start asking some questions. We need results, not hemming and hawing.
Your wife's been found dead.
That's not possible. I'd have been notified. Who told you this?
Oh, a wise guy, huh?
Martini, I'm warning you. Drop the attitude and start acting like a real detective. We've got work to do, and I don't have time for your nonsense.
Look out, there's a man behind you!
Where? I don't see anyone. Stop trying to distract me, Martini. We were in the middle of a conversation. Now, let's get back to the case. We've got 3 murders to solve, remember? 3 young women all brutally killed. And we still don't have a single lead. The coroner's report is our best hope right now. Have you been to the morgue yet?
I have, and all evidence suggests you're the killer.
Preposterous. How dare you? You think you can just walk in here and accuse me of murder? Me, the chief of police? You're either very brave or very stupid, Martini. Either way, you're going down for this. Jones, get in here and take this man into custody.
Well, you heard the chief. Take me into custody.
I won't do it. I refuse to take you into custody. You're not under arrest, and even if you were, I don't think I could handle it. You're too big for me to handle.
Constable Jones is disobeying your orders.
Fine, I'll handle it myself. You're suspended, Constable. Get out of my sight before I have you locked up for insubordination. And as for you, Martini...
What about me?
You're coming with me. We're going to have a little chat with the mayor. I want to know who's been filling your head with these ridiculous accusations.
You have been.
Enough of your lies. I'll have your badge for this. What's that supposed to mean? Spit it out, Martini. What are you trying to say?
No, I'll have your badge for this.
How dare you? I've had enough of your insolence. I'll have you know I've dedicated my life to this department and this city. I've earned my badge, and I won't let some upstart like you take it away from me. Save it, Martini. I'm not in the mood for your games. We're far from done here.
Did I ever tell you I like your mustache?
Tell me. Oh, for Pete's sake, Martini. This isn't a social visit. We're in the middle of a murder investigation. Don't just stand there, say something. We've got work to do and not a lot of time to waste. The case isn't going to solve itself.
Yes, it is.
It is not going to solve itself, Martini. We need to get back to the task at hand. I want you to review the evidence again, see if you can find anything we might have missed. And another thing, I want you to look into this trip some of the businessmen took to India. See if it's connected to our murders.
What's that? You took a trip to India?
No. Now get to work on that, Martini, and get the coroner's report on my desk ASAP. I want to see if he's found anything that can help us catch this killer.
The coroner is a woman. And it's broken. I think that's my cue to call it a day. Next time I play it, I'll probably play it on sandbox mode because I just can't play this game seriously. Yeah, just quit. Won't even bother accusing anyone. Maybe I'll get back to playing it seriously someday, but next time I'll just play around. Right, who do I want to raid? How about it's you now playing Cupid Crush? Alright, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. See you all later.